Morning. So yeah, guys, listen, we are midway through the year. All right, so really quick, if you're a guest on the line, welcome, welcome, welcome. We do these calls like once a week. We have many calls actually. Skill set calls, making money calls. This is a mindset specific one to sort of like end the week slash start the week. I like to get everyone to like really, sit and think on a Sunday to sort of take a look at their week. Definitely I advise having some pen and paper just to take some notes because, something that I say marks, but, it might spark some ideas. Never rely on your memory. All right, never rely on your memory. There's a reason why our mind like attracts to an idea. Write that idea down, and it will probably all make sense, as time goes by. But I like to definitely try my best to apply this information because the biggest gap in the world is the knowing and doing gap. Okay, in 2025, we don't have an information issue, we have an application issue. Does that make sense? Yeah, we don't have an information issue, we have an application issue. I mean, if you go to ChatGPT, you can find out how to build anything, how to build a business, how to build a body, how to build confidence, how to do anything. So it's not about lack of information, it's lack of application. Okay, now we're not going to actually apply the information if we don't know why we're not taking action. Like you have to understand why, like where's the procrastination coming from? Where's the self-sabotage coming from? Okay, so these calls are specifically designed to sort of get people to think, get me to think as well. Okay, I'm not a preacher over here. This information, I'm just sharing what's worked for me, what's working for me, what I'm up to right now, what I'm trying my best to master right now. The reason why I do these calls, guys, is because 7, 8 years ago, I was in a complete mess financially, health wise, happiness wise, relationships, everything was upside down. Okay. And I basically said to God, I said, God, listen, if you get me out of this mess, I promise to be the message. So I'm going to keep being that message. So if you follow me on Instagram, Facebook, I'm always posting, informational, inspirational, motivational things because I made a promise to my creator. So listen, if you can get, because I couldn't see a way out. Who's ever felt like that where you can't see a way out of your situation? But you've kept on going, and all of a sudden, you know, something happens. Okay, do you know why that is, guys? Because you're never gonna actually attract a problem into your life that you are not able to solve. Does that make so meaning if you understand that every situation in your life you can overcome, you need to understand that because that's what the situation's there. Like God will never give you something you can't overcome. That's not how it works. This is like I've just found out, not from like just experience, but studying successful people, working with successful people. I've been blessed to be in the rooms with some people where their name's going to live on for generations. I've been blessed to attract being in private conversations, having dinner with these people, and I've just learned that they just see the world in a type of way. And I'm going to share a few things on today's call that hopefully it's going to be able to take, your whole life to the next level, not just financially, but mentally, spiritually, financially, relationships, whatever it is. All right. So we are a group called Lifestyle Mastery Group, and our main focus is to become our best versions of ourselves and then basically offer that person to the world. Okay. We like to be the bridge. We like to show people, hey, listen, here's how you apply the information. Hey, listen, here's how you express love for your family. Okay. You take care of your mind, you take care of your body, and you do your very best to level up financially. For not just for you, but for everyone around you, right? Because if you don't want the money, guess what? There's people that do need the money. Who knows that? Who knows that? Listen, guys, it's not about you wanting the money. It's about you becoming the best version of you, providing more service, attracting more wealth, that if you don't want it, give it away. Don't just sit and talk and judge wealthy people while you're over there with no money. You have no say in what they do because you don't have it. You can't comment. You don't qualify to talk about money if you don't have it. Make sense? No one cares about your opinion if you don't have any money. Fact. Most people won't tell you this, right? They won't tell you this because our system is designed for us to be average. Our system is designed for us to be mediocre. So unless you plug, I mean, someone sent me an article in the week, BBC. I'm like, BBC, anything with BBC, get it away from me. That's Matrix. They're literally over there typing what can we put out into the what can we put out into the entrepreneurial world to keep them scared? What can we put out into the world to keep everyone living in fear so they don't take action? Forget that. Get that stuff up. It's about, but you have to be aware of it. If you're not aware of it, you'll just because my family are my family will see a BBC article and they're like, that's basically the truth. That's it. Pigs are now green. They said it on the news. Who thought? I thought they were pink. How mad's that? They will literally say, listen, you know what you can see with your eyes? Yeah, that ain't true. And people will, and the sheep will go, really? Okay. That's crazy. Anyway, so we come to these calls on a Sunday to say, listen, maybe there's this perception to take into consideration. I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm just saying there's a perception over here that you may want to take into consideration when it comes to making your decisions. All right, so happy Sunday. I'm reading a book at the moment, really good book called The Purpose Driven Life. The Purpose Driven Life. Okay. It's like a spiritual book. Whenever I'd say God, I don't mean like a religious God. I wouldn't say that I'm a religious man. I do believe that we were created though, by something, right? And there's like a bigger purpose than just, just existing here. I do believe that. That helps me cope with life, to be honest. Imagine just thinking there's no purpose to you. Like it's just, I mean, what's the point in that? You know what I mean? Just here, just sucking up air for 80, 90 years for no reason. Like I do believe there's some sort of reason for why you're here. And actually, the chapter I read this morning, he said that everything is a test. And I want you to think about this. Everything is a test. How you handle negative people is a test. How you handle the money that you currently have is a test. How you handle delayed promises is a test. How you handle your car, how you handle the washing up. See, it's the small things that make the big difference, you know. The small things add up to the big things. And there's a story in the Bible where it talks about the parable of the talents, right? And basically God gives these people, these like talents and says, hey, listen, I'm gonna go away for a while. Can you take care of them? Now, one goes, wow, yeah, man, like I'll take care of it, all right. And he just like buries it under the ground, keeps it super safe. The other one goes, yeah, I'll take care of it and multiplies it to five. The other one takes it and multiplies it to 10. And then when God returns and he's like, wow, like person A, where's the thing that I gave you to take care of? He was like, oh, I buried it to keep it safe. He was like, that's fearful. That's a fear-based decision. So that tells me that staying safe is the biggest risk. Wow. Staying safe is the biggest risk. What's the safest thing that we're what's the safest thing that we're taught to do? Go and get a job. Go and get a job. Why? Safe. But maybe the job brings you a regular check. That's good. But you know what it takes away? Your spiritual truth of who you're supposed to be. I'm not talking for everyone. I'm talking for you. I'm talking to you. You're on this call. Some of you are like, yeah, well, my mom's happy. I'm not talking about your mom. Your mom's not on this call seeking growth on a Sunday morning. You are. You're here for a reason. Maybe you're one of the people that goes, maybe I've got a plan. Maybe God's gave you a plan, an assignment. That's why you're on this call. I don't try and convince skeptical negative people. I don't. I want to work with people that want to be helped. I'm looking for the lookers. You see, when someone said to me, hey, Jake, listen, do you know you can have been do anything you want? All you got to do is read this book and apply what it says. I didn't have to think twice about reading Think and Go Rich and going all in with this information. Other people you give the exact same commands to, they're skeptical, don't do it. It's not meant for them. Maybe not yet. Maybe they haven't experienced enough pain yet. You heard the story about the dog on the porch. Man walks past, dog's crying next to this guy, and he's like, and like, they go, excuse me, your dog's crying, howling. And he goes, oh, don't worry, it'll move when it gets painful enough. Turns out the dog was sitting on a nail, but it wasn't as painful, so it just kept there. It just sat there moaning. That's how most people live. It's not painful enough. We went for a steak last night, Miller and Carter. There was a group of lads behind me. All they were talking about was their job. It's stressful. They drink every night, but they're like, yeah, man, but that's life. I'm like, no, that's not life. If I was on that table, I'd be like, you drink every night. Why? I didn't know you were so unhappy. Don't you want to change that? I'd be super awkward on that table. They'd be like, oh no, Jake, put the mirror down. We've come out to escape reality. Put the mirror down. And no one invited the mirror. I've come out to escape reality, not look at it. Oh my God, go away. That's why I'm not invited to those sort of parties. This is what happens when you get into personal growth. You start to become a representation of the truth, and most people avoid the truth. Someone said the other day about, oh, this person's talking negatively about you. And whenever I hear about anyone talking negatively about Jake Parton, what I do? I just press pause. I just take a look. Take a look. Who is it? Let's have a look at him. Let's check him out. 100% of the time, 100%. Because guys, look, I'm open for feedback. You see me, I'm coachable. I believe you can actually learn from all feedback, and I believe everything comes from God. I believe every feedback comes from God. But so I'm very coachable. So I'm like, so when someone says something negative about, I'm like, no, maybe I can learn something here. Let's take a look at who said it every time. And you will know what I'm going to say. So I'm not even going to say it, but you understand what I'm saying. Be careful who you listen to, guys. Do you want to be miserable? No. Only miserable people talk shit and do negative things about other people. Don't listen to miserable, sour, negative Nancy sour Steves unless you want to become one. There's one thing that a fighter wants. A fight. They want attention. And when we put something on Instagram and on Facebook and we get like 20, I still do this day. So I'm not, guys, I'm not talking like I'm talking with the crowd. We get 20, we get 19. Oh my God, amazing, happy for you. And there's one that goes, oh, this is a scam, or you look stupid, or I don't agree with it. And we're like, we zone in that one comment, and when we're like, we can't help it, can we? Because we're attracted to negativity, man. I'm telling you right now, we're attracted to, you know, hey man, I got some gossip. You got what? You got what? I got gossip. I'll put anything on pause for that. I reckon we get a better success rate if we said, listen, hey, listen, what are you doing tonight, 8 p.m.? I've got some serious negative gossip to share. And I really believe that you're going to need to hear this, like, so cancel plans, be on this call. I guarantee 100%, 100% people turn up. No, but guys, jokes aside, like, that's just be aware of the world we live in. Okay, that's why we do these calls to sort of separate you from the rest. So you have to do things in a certain way, and in order to get to that next level, you have to complete the level you're on. So what I want you to do right now, guys, well, not right now, but after this call, maybe, is take a look at, your current situation. Okay, are there things that you're putting off because you think that's like not important? It could be like, I don't know, like just sorting something out. Like, are you organized? Okay, are you organized, or are you just taking each day as it comes? No purpose, no intention, no to-do list, right? Are you wasting time? So be intentional. In order to advance to the next level, you have to take care of the level that you're on. Okay, it's like a game. Okay, it's like Pokemon. I've said it before. We have to get experience points to level up, right? You have to do that. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is a little bit about frequency, and then I want to mention a few things that I learned from Bob Proctor. But obviously, Bob always talks about frequency, and what this basically is, guys, is we live in an ocean of motion. Are you all aware? I'm not going to go too deep because we live in an ocean of motion where everything's vibrating, everything like how the law of attraction works is that the images that you choose to hold in your mind changes the vibration of your physical body, and then you become a magnet to good or bad, good and bad. But essentially, you attract people, events, circumstances, idea, energy. Have you ever felt like you don't have enough energy to do X, Y, Z? It's probably because you're not disciplining your thoughts. First of all, don't let that be an excuse not to take action. Still do the thing anyway. But if you feel burnt out, if you feel like you haven't got enough energy, it's because you're just drifting in your mind. You're not thinking about what you want. So the law of attraction, you attract energy, you attract the right ideas, you attract everything, the people. This is 99% of it. How many times have you heard someone who jumps inside this business say, "Oh, well, and you give them the simple task of maybe writing a list of 100 people, and people go and they start to like they give 100 reasons instead of 100 people. They give 100 reasons as to why they don't have 100 people, or they give 100 reasons to why they can't build a business, whatever it is. Instead of just saying, do you know what? Yeah, 100%, let's do this, and then actually thinking about what if it works out, and also understanding that every action equals an opposite, actually creates an equal and opposite reaction. You know what changed the game for me? Obviously, last week I told you all to listen to an audio called Your Wish is Your Command. Obviously, a few of you didn't reach out to me, so I'm guessing that you probably already have the audio. If you didn't reach out to me and you don't have the audio, I think that's strange behavior. I'm just letting you know. Why? Why are you on the call? Again, guys, you know me, I'm very real. Why are you on this call? Does that make sense? Like if you're not listening to the audio and then you didn't ask for it, like why are you here? Let's step into the reason why you got started in this business, the reason why you're on this call, right? Which is to learn. Um, so I recommend definitely listen to Your Wish is Your Command, but it talks about how we can only see 1%. So I want you to take a look at your current life right now. We only see 1%. 99% of the happenings, 99% of how your goals are going to manifest is off the radar screen. We don't know what we don't know. We don't know what's happening. Like Bob Proctor said, Jake, if you drop a pebble into the ocean, the entire the entire shoreline has changed. That pebble has actually impacted the entire ocean on like a obviously complete like ridiculous level. But what I'm trying to say is every action you take, every thought that you think, it's doing something that you don't know. This is why you see people with no skills building the business. No skills, but they're fired up. No skills, but they're so in love with their goal, with their image, with their vision. Nothing else matters, and they're just like fired up and super excited about it. They're not distracted. They're all in. And when you're all in, it's harder to not take action. Like I want to shout out David Gez, the newest silver, less than a month. See, people, oh, well, David's got experience. First of all, David hasn't posted on Facebook for 18 months. Okay. He sends me screen recordings of, he messages people non-stop, all day, every day. He's got me on three-way calls every single day, fired up, and he's just at silver. Not, he's got no, he hasn't got the skills. He knows obviously a little bit about me. I've been doing most of the talking for him. He's following the system, but forget that. The whole point I'm trying to make is he's fired up. He's not thinking about anything else. He's like, I'm going to the top. This idea is completely, Bob Proctor says, I'm grateful for the idea that's using me. Like if the idea of him going to XYZ in the company, it's actually using him. You have to like force yourself to study personal growth, force yourself to like go to the gym and eat healthy because all you want to do is achieve your goal. Like when I'm with my family, I have to really know, Jake, you with your family, be with the family. But when I'm with the family, yes, I am with the family. But you know what? Honestly, guys, what I'm genuinely thinking about a lot of the time, my goal. And I'm talking to my wife about things, and I'm explaining to her about the business. And we don't talk about random stuff. We every now and then, obviously, but mainly we talk about where we're going, what's going on right now, and who's doing what, and right. So, but the point I'm trying to make is you don't know what you don't know. Okay. So when people say to me, "Hey man, like I'm struggling," I get why you've said that, but that's just put a delay. How do you know you're struggling? How do you know tomorrow you're not going to get a diamond reach out to you and say, listen, I've noticed that you're working with XYZ. Like, can I have more information? How do you know? How do you know? Right now, drop a yes in the chat if you're with me. I want to share with you another thing from that audio which really helped me, and it is have a goal. But a lot of people, they when you think about your goal, I want you to be honest with me right now. You ain't got to say in the chat, but when you think about your like big goal, right? I want you to think about how you feel about that goal. Do you honestly feel positive or negative about it? Because this is the key, about the law of attraction. Do you feel positive or negative about it? Meaning, when I say negative, I mean, oh man, that'll be good, but I just don't know how I'm ever going to do it, or and there's like a negative emotion around it, like a bit of anxiety, a bit of like, you know, does that make sense, right? So your big goal. So here's what I want you to I want to invite you all to do. I want to invite you all to just not leave the goal, like still keep that goal, right? As like the North Star. But I want you to think, maybe get emotionally involved with the next step. And I want you to think right now, like what that next step would represent in your life. See, some of you could be just going executive, which is, for no more, having a free subscription. I want you to think about that. It's not a big deal, but think about like that'd be cool, right? Free subscription. That's cool. One less bill to worry about. Amazing. Grateful about that, right? Does that make you feel good? Yeah, amazing. Let's do that then. Do you believe that more than you believe for 100,000 a month? Do you believe the free subscription more than you believe for 10,000 a month? Yes. Well, let's make that your main thought right now. Imagine yourself having the executive flyer, being added into the executive chat, getting invited to the executive and above leadership events, right? Imagine then having, like visualize yourself looking at four like, people and say, hey, listen, who else wants to go executive? And you do like a team call and you do a training on how to, and you're helping your four people go executive. It's not a but is it a big? I think it's a big deal. I think that's actually, if you think about that and really get emotionally involved, because some of you are like, you think, I want to be a millionaire. It's like, yeah, okay, you haven't sponsored one person yet. That sponsoring one person could be that thing, that next goal that feels good for you. Sponsoring one more person, that represents me getting back on track. It represents me, I've still got it, right? I'm excited to have to bring that one more person in so we can maybe mastermind and start doing things together. And then when we got that one person in, I'm excited to launch him or her properly and help them, get paid. And then once they get paid, I can help them formulate their own list and help them, change lives. And you're actually already imagining that one person texting you saying, wow, thank you so much for doing that call for me. My husband's fired up, my wife's fired up, my friends are fired up. Thank you for that. So you think one person's, it's a big deal. So when it comes to your goals, I would recommend just playing around with that, because we can sometimes look at the top of the mountain and paralyze ourselves. So don't do that. Think about why you want it. And look at that. And if it doesn't feel good, go for a closer goal. Okay. Now, obviously, I do want to share a little bit about what some practical advice. Okay, so when I worked with Bob and Linda, Linda obviously was the main person I was working with during that time, and we'd have phone calls. And she said, "Jake, if you hit this certain position, I'll send you a little gift, right?" And I'm thinking, wow, like a gift from the Proctors, that's gonna be pretty cool, man. Like I don't know what's gonna be. You know what I mean? It could be a Ferrari. Um, I don't know. It could be like, yeah, whatever, right? I don't know what it could be. You never know, do you? So I'm like, my imagination's going crazy. I'm like, yeah, I'll get it done. Mainly, I'm thinking, I don't want to let Linda. I don't want to let Linda down. This is an opportunity. What did I just say? Everything's a test. This is an opportunity for me to show Linda that I'm coachable, to show Linda that I'm serious about her mentorship and having it continue into my life. So I'm going to do exactly what she says, and I'm going to get fired up about achieving this. And whenever I've done that, I always attract people. And like I just say, when you do that, when you're like fired up and something snaps inside, like, and you're like, yeah, I'm fired up to do this, and nothing else matters in that period of time, you end up attracting people. Anyway, I ended up doing it. Obviously, all we do is win. And she gave me a gift, right? And the gift was a USB. And some of you heard me talk about this before. A gift was a little USB. And I was like, wow, thank you. Thanks. Um, and what I did is I put it into my laptop and I played it. And it was a 3-minute audio. And the audio was called That's Good by Earl Nightingale. You can get on YouTube. You go to YouTube, you type in That's Good, Earl Nightingale. It's 3 minutes long. Give it a listen. But I kept listening to it over and over again. And I was thinking, I know it's a simple concept, but is that little nugget there like the key to success? Is that the key to success there? Because think about how big that is. That's good. So what that means, guys, is anything that happens, I'm talking about anything that happens in your life, you have the perception and the default reaction, the default response of that's good. Someone quits your business, that's good, right? You do a Facebook Live, the connection goes, you end up stuttering, you dribble. After, that's good, right? You do your first event, everything goes wrong that you can think about, that's good. Because what that's good represents is this faith. It represents you trust God's plan, you trust the process. It represents gratitude. You're grateful for the lessons, you're grateful for the experience. You see, when in trading, you either win a trade or you win an experience. Make sense? I love what Jim Rohn says. He says, when me and you were in a competition, I want to win for a couple of reasons. The first one is because I like winning. The second one is because I want you to lose. Why? Because when you lose, you learn, and I want to be the one to give you that experience. Wow. Wow. So if you just go about your day and go about your business and go all in and be excited, because if all you can do is win a result, win an experience, what are you afraid of? You get some negative response from your family. That's good. How? I don't have to know how. I don't have to know why that's good. I just trust that it's good. You get a pop tire, that's good. Why? I don't know. We'll find out, won't we? I don't know. What are you talking about? Guys, I'm telling you. Now, this is going to piss some people off. You're going to get very annoying because everyone around you is like, what are you talking about? That's not good. Trust me, it's good. It's annoying. I get, like, trust me, I have to like, I'll be honest. Can I be honest with you? When things happen in my life, I have to sometimes pretend to be pissed off, with my wife, just to entertain it for a bit. But really, guys, is what it is. I've been suicidal. Everything's a bonus. Like, it's cool, man. That's good, man. Anything, that's good. We're good, trust me. We're good. Oh my God, I'm up. Yeah. Oh God, terrible, right? I'm like, who cares? Oh God, who cares? I certainly don't. When people quit my business, I'm like, I don't, honestly, like, wish them well, man. Amazing. That's good, right? Who cares? Because guess what? I'm going to wake up tomorrow, still do my reading, still bust out a workout, still eat healthy, still bring new people in, still help the people win. Regardless of what you do, I'm still going to keep doing it. I've been in it for 7 years. Jin's been in it for 11 years. Alex Moore's been in it for 17 years. It is what it is. We're going to keep rocking. But how long did Bob Proctor do it for? That was his first slide. Did you all notice that on Bob Proctor seminars? Hey guys, my name's Bob Proctor. Boom. Next, the very first slide. Here's how long I've been going with or without you. Here's how long I've been going with or without you. Right? We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep changing lives. We're gonna keep winning. We're gonna keep improving. Why? Because we've got a purpose, we've got a mission, and we're not circumstantial. We're not circumstantial. All right, so that's good. Okay, really, really good one. So here's the next steps for everyone. Okay, drop a yes in the chat if you want to hear the next steps, and then we'll do a quick Q&A for this fine week. All right, next steps is this. We have a call today at 5 p.m. UK time with a leader who is, I think he's like 31, could be younger than that. Forgot how old he is. I think he's 31. I know he's younger than me anyway. And he's earning 200 almost now, almost 375,000 because he's almost at the next rank. But he's earning at the moment $200,000 a month. And you all know that the only way you get to that sort of income in this particular business is by helping a lot of people get to 10,000 a month, 20,000 a month, 5,000 a month, 2,000 a month. I'm excited to jump on again, and it's not about the information. I'm excited to jump on and watch his attitude. I'm excited to jump on and look at the way that he sees himself. 5 p.m. UK time today. You can get guests on there, but I'd be on there, cameras on, taking notes, really paying attention. 5 p.m. UK time. It's gonna be amazing. All right. And obviously, what you want to be doing right now is checking your business. So logging into your back office, checking your business. Obviously, for the ones that want to build the business, and seeing where you are point wise. Because I spoke to some people, and they were like, "Wow, look, I've got like." It's funny. I spoke to I think it was Katie. She sent me a. You ever seen them jeans? Obviously, the women's jeans where like there's like shorts on the one leg and like full leg on the other one. She's like, this what my business looks like at the moment. She's got one leg on the yacht. She's got one leg on the yacht in Marbella, like having a tan, getting a tan, you know what I mean, just chilling, having selfies. And the other legs at home watching everyone's story modes, getting pissed off that she's not in Marbella, right? So what I'm trying to say is take a look at your organization. Do you realize it's just seven and seven? And a lot of you right now, I think maybe all of you are placed in a position, what we are, because that's the way the comp plan works, are placed in a position where one of your legs is going to be naturally built anyway. So if you think about it, you've got to do two left, two right, and then in total, get another five people on this side. But that's not just from you, it's from them as well. Imagine if you get those two excited about Marbella. Game over. If you just get them excited about going executive, it's game over. You're in Marbella. Marbella's going to change the game for everyone, man. Trust me. It's like there's a reason why me and my wife want to move out there, and we're going to move out there. The frequency is crazy, and obviously we're gonna be choosing an amazing situation. The yacht's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be like it's gonna unlock the next level subconsciously for you. So that is the next one. First of all, congratulations to everyone that has qualified as well. All right, so those are the next steps. Let's take a quick Q&A. All right, Lou, you can stop recording.